Hi friends, my name is Nandita.
Children, now let us discuss about human reproductive system. The human reproductive system. The humans reproduce through sexual mode of reproduction. The organs associated with the process of reproduction, human males and human females are different. So the reproductive system in males and females are different, which are known as male reproductive system and female reproductive system respectively. The reproductive system in human beings become functional for starting functioning at that definite age called puberty. We will now describe the human male reproductive system and male reproductive system in detail one by one. Children, now let us discuss about male reproductive system. The human male reproductive system consists of the following organs like testes, scrotum, epididymis, vas deferens, semivesicles, prostellated gland and penis. Now let us discuss the parts of the human male reproductive system. First, let us discuss about testes. Testes are the oval shaped organs which lie outside the abdominal cavity of man. A man has two testes. These testes are primarily reproductive organs in man, means which are male. The function of testes is to make the male sex cells called sperms and also to make the male sex hormones called testosterone. Children, please note that the testes of a man make the sex gametes sperms from puberty onwards throughout his life. The testes of a man lie in small muscular pouch called scrotum outside the abdominal cavity. The testes are outside the abdominal cavity of the body because the sperm formation requires a lower temperature than the normal body temperature. Being outside the abdominal cavity, the temperature of scrotum is about 3 degrees centigrade lower than the temperature inside the body. In this way, the tests provide an optimal temperature for the formation of sperms. The sperms formed in testes comes out and go into the colloid tube called epididymis. These sperms tests get stored temporarily in epididymis. From epididymis, the sperms are carried by a long tube called vas deferens, which joins with another tube called urethra, coming from the bladder. Along with the pathways of vas deferens, the glands called seminal vessel and prostate glands add their secretions to sperm so that the sperms are now in liquid. The liquid pushes the sperms it contains called semen, means which is in thick liquid. The secretion of seminal vessels and prostate glands provide nutrition to the sperms and also make their further transport easier. Urethra forms a common passa of sperms and urine. Urethra carries the sperms to an organ called penis, which opens outside the body. The penis passes the sperms from the man's body into vagina into the human body during mating for the purpose of reproduction. Please note that there is only one opening for the urine and sperms to pass out the body. Children, now let us discuss the function of reproductive system. The male reproductive system consists of organs that produce and transport the male germ cells or gametes, the male hormones testosterone, and the organ that facilitate the discharge the male germ cells into the female reproductive system for fertilization. The male gamete is the sperm, which is a tiny body containing the genetic material, and they have a long tail for motility to help them reach the female germ cell for fertilization. This system consists of some external organs like penis, already we discussed that, scrotum and testes, and internal organs like urethra, prostate and seminal vessels. Children, now let us discuss about female reproductive system. The human female reproductive system consists of the following organs like ovaries, oviducts, which are also called as fallopian tubes, ureters and vagina. In human female reproductive system, the ovaries are oval shaped organs which are inside the abdominal cavity of a woman near the kidneys. A woman has two ovaries. Ovaries are primarily reproductive organs in an woman. The function of ovaries is to make mature female sex cells called ova or eggs and also to make the female sex hormones called estrogens and progesterone. Each ovary is composed of several thousands of follicles, which are a kind of unripe eggs or unripe ova. At the puberty, these follicles mature to form the ripe eggs, also ripe ova, which almost cover with the ovaries. The ovum released by an ovary goes into the oviduct through a funnel-shaped opening. The fertilization of an egg by sperm takes place in the oviduct. The two oviducts connects to a big-like organ called urethras or womb. At the other end, the growth and development of a fertilized ovum into a baby takes place in the ureters. The ureters is connected through a narrow openings called cervix to another tube called vagina, which opens to the outside to the body. The vagina receives the penis for putting sperm into the woman's body. The vagina is a tubular structure. Vagina is also called birth canal because it is through this passage that the baby is born after the completion of development inside the uterus of the mother. Please note that in women, the opening for passage out of urine called urethra and the vaginal openings are separate. Just above the ovaries are tubes called oviduct, and the oviducts are not directly connected to ovaries but have a funnel-shaped opening, which is obvious from the above discussion that the female reproductive system in humans is more complex than the other of male reproductive system. The complexity is structure and function of female reproductive system is necessary for the union of sperms and ovum inside the female body and the development of baby in the mother uterus. Children, already we discussed about the fertilization, but once again let us discuss in fertilization in human beings. In human beings, the internal fertilization takes place. The sperms, which means male gametes made in the testes of a man, are introduced into the vagina of the woman through penis during copulation or mating. In this way, millions of sperms are released into the vagina at one time. The sperms are highly active and mobile, means moving. The sperms move up through cervix into the uterus. From the uterus, the sperms pass into oviduct. One of the oviduct contains ovum, which are nothing but egg cells released by ovary during ovulation. Only one sperm fuses with the ovum in the oviduct to form a zygote. This is called fertilization. Thus, the fertilization of ovum takes place in the oviduct. Children, now let us discuss about the development of embryo. When the ovum is fertilized in the oviduct, then a zygote is formed. The zygote divides rapidly by mitosis as it moves down slowly in the oviduct and forms a hollow ball of hundreds of cells. These hollow balls of cells, now called an embryo, sinks into the soft and thick lining of the uterus and gets embedded in it. The embedded of an embryo after implantation, a disc-like special tissue develops between the uterus walls, which is also called uterine wall, and the embryo fetus, which is called placenta. The fetus is connected to the placenta in mother's body through the umbilical cord. It is through the placenta that all the requirements of the development fetus like nutrition, respiration, excretion, etc. are met from the mother's body. In other words, the exchange of nutrition, oxygen, waste products between the embryo and the mother takes place through the placenta. Children, then the zygote then divides again and again to form a large number of cells, and ultimately the zygote grows and develops to become a new baby. Children, now let us discuss when this male and female reproductive system starts in humans. The stage which is called puberty. When a child is small, sometimes it becomes difficult to tell from appearance whether it is a boy or girl. This is because small boys or girls have the same body shape. At time of rapid growth, the body changes and starts in the earlier teens, which makes the boy and the girl appears different, also have differently. These changes start earlier in girls than in boys. We call this the time between the childhood and adulthood or adolescence. The production of a male and female sex hormones in the bodies of boys and girls increases dramatically at the stage and causes a wide-ranging changes in their bodies. The testes in boys, ovaries in girls makes different hormones so the boy and a girl develop in different ways. Ultimately, the boys and girls become sexually mature and their reproductive system starts functioning. At the age which the sex hormones began to be produced and the boy or a girl becomes sexually matured is called puberty. The puberty extends to start earlier in females than in males. Generally, boys attain puberty at the age of 13 to 14 years, while the girls reach puberty comparatively lower age of 10 to 12 years. On attaining puberty, the male gonads called testes starts producing male gametes called sperms, and the female gonads called ovaries start producing female gametes, ova or egg. In addition to produce sex cells, male and female gonads, testes and ovaries also produce the secrete sex hormones with the onset of puberty. The testes produce the male sex hormones called testosterone, and the ovaries produce two female sex hormones, estrogen and progesterone. The sex hormones play an important role in the process of reproduction because they make the reproductive organs to mature and start functioning. Puberty is the age at which the reproductive organs reach maturity and secondary sexual characteristic development. The various changes which occurs in boys at puberty are hair growth under armpits and in pubic regions, genital areas between the thighs. Hair also grow on the other parts of the body like chest and face, mustache, beard, etc. Body becomes more muscular due to the development of muscles, voice depends, cracks, chest and shoulders broaden, the penis and testes become larger. The testes then puberty at the starts make sperms. Feeling them sexual drives associated with adulthood begins to develop. All these changes in boys are brought about the male sex hormones testosterone made in testes. The various changes which occurs in girls at puberty are hair, under armpits, pubic region. These changes are same in boys, and mammary glands like breast development and enlarge, hips broadening, and extra fat deposit in various parts of the body like hips and thighs, and fallopian tubules, uterus and vagina enlarges. Ovary starts to release eggs, and menstruation means monthly period starts. Feeling and sexual drives associated with adulthood began to develop. All these changes in the girls are brought about by the female sex hormones estrogen and progesterone made in ovaries. Please note that the hormone estrogen is also written and spoken as estrogen.